everyone. Welcome back to BODS. Today is day 8. This has certainly been a crazy 48 hours for us here in Southern California. But we are all safe. We are all well and healthy and holding. So the best thing to do is to do the work at hand. So let's do that. Let's step right into today's session. So yesterday I said before doing comes the decision to do. And what I came to understand yesterday was there have been a lot of things that I had in my mind I was going to do. And yet it's time to actually decide, am I going to do them or not? Because if I'm not going to do them, why keep the weight of that energy of perhaps and someday in my being? Why not just say, you know what, I'm not going to do that and let it go? Or I am going to do that and take the steps necessary to actually make those things happen, such as creating a better space for my body, creating a better place for my mind, creating more space for creativity, whatever it is that your intentions are. So yesterday was all about excuses. And I asked you a question, what are your excuses? And one of mine was that there's just not enough time. I don't have enough time. And you know what? I do have time because the day before, when I got rid of distractions, I found out that I had a lot more time than I realized. So, what are your excuses? What have you found that holds you back? A lot of people say that they use their age as an excuse, or they use their health as an excuse, or they use their financial situation as an excuse. Well, I couldn't do that. I can't afford to do that. You know, work. They use their work as an excuse. I have so much to do at work. I can't. How can I exercise? By the time I get home from work, I'm just exhausted. So many, many, many excuses. Or many people use their mother and their father, their parents, as an excuse. Well, my family, this is the way my family's always done it, and it's just screwed me up. Oh, well, maybe that's how it did it before, but it's not doing it like that now unless you're letting it. So, what are your excuses? And are you paying attention to it? So, I wrote yesterday what you believe about your excuses is how those excuses gain power or lose steam. You are a choice at all times. So it's really time for us to get off the pot and stop using excuses to not claim our good, to not claim all the greatness that we are. Because the truth is, what you believe about those excuses sets them up as monumental blocks in your path. Or if you start believing that these excuses have no power over me, they actually do nothing for me, then they start to lose steam and they go away. So you need to find out A, what are the excuses? And B, how how ingrained are these excuses in the way you live your life, right? And then I said, if you're serious, you're doing it. So did you stretch yesterday? I had the best stretch session yesterday. And I realized that if I just stretch every day, really stretch every day, first of all, my body is happier and I get more flow in my body. So I took out I have a big round stretch bar and I just rolled it up and down my back. It was amazing to feel the cracks as I was going up and down my back. And then I like set it right on my butt and just balanced right on it. And it was amazing, an amazing stretch. So, did you stretch yesterday? I hope you're taking these tips seriously. Still drinking water, still taking breaks, all the stuff, getting more sleep, all the tips that we've had. They shouldn't just be just for that day, they should be cumulative. So, did you stretch yesterday? You know the answer to that. So, we also talked yesterday about habits. Habits are nothing more than unconscious beliefs that are built from years of behavior that reinforces the belief that created the behavior in the first place. So, whatever caused you to create some kind of habit that you're not happy with, whatever that belief was, the habit itself is this hamster wheel of constantly going back and forth between the belief and the habit itself. And then the habit just continues to build that belief more, to create more strength out of that belief. So, how do you break that? Well, you stop, even if it's just one day. That's why the 12-step program, it's a great concept. One day at a time, just change it. Change it. Take one day. You can do it for a day. And now tomorrow you can do it for another day. And pretty soon the habit's not there anymore. Okay? So I also asked you yesterday, am I willing to change? Yes or no? Make a choice. Am I willing to change? So there are a couple things in my life that I want to change and rearrange and accomplish and do. And so when we got to this point yesterday, I was like, am I willing to change? Yes, I am willing to change. Am I willing to do the work necessary for that change to take place? And the answer is yes, I am. I'm willing to change and I'm willing to do the work necessary for it to change. Am I willing to be uncomfortable? Yes, I'm willing to be uncomfortable. Am I willing to be uncomfortable and not pick up a habit to make myself not feel the uncomfortableness? Yes, I'm willing to break a habit. I'm willing to feel my feelings in order to change what I need to change. So all of these questions are questions you need to ask. And you know what? The answer, when you say yes, I am willing to do all of this, there's an energetic impulse, a movement of energy in you that literally moves mountains. Not literally, because you're not going to go move a mountain, but maybe. But it literally moves the energy of your life. When you know you're serious, and your body knows you're serious, and your mind knows you're serious, and you really know that your yes is a definite yes, things change. So, did you find some excuses? I love this slide I found. I have excuses. Nope, I have results. Get rid of the excuses, and you can trade them in for the results you want. So, did you find some excuses? Did you recognize them? Do you recognize, wait, these are excuses. These aren't facts. It may be a fact that I work really hard and I work a lot. A lot of time is consumed in the things that I do for work. That may be a fact. But is it an excuse or a fact when I say I'm too busy to work out? I'm too busy to have a healthy meal. I'm too busy to rest as long as I need to rest. I had a friend once, she's still my friend. She said that she slept 4 hours a day. I was like, you can't do that. That's unhealthy. Nope, that's all the time I have. I need 20 hours a day to do all the work I need to get done. And basically, her body looked like she slept 4 hours a day. She had a very unhealthy body. So it makes sense. So, do you recognize the difference between facts and excuses? Important. And then the bigger question, are you ready to be done with them? Are you ready to be done with your excuses? I hope so. I hope yesterday was a really great exercise for you to see that maybe there's just too many excuses going on in your life and you don't need them. They're not real, right? So today, bold actions. We are going to take bold actions today. So what would that look like for you? What would it look like for you to take bold actions? Are you a bold action type person? So, playing small is accepting things for what they are instead of knowing that you are the point of change for everything in your life. Don't you love this picture? This little guy looking up at this gigantic target as though everything is so big and so difficult and so far away. So, is playing small one of your issues? Because when we look at our bodies and we look at the things we want to do, perhaps we're chewing off just a little bit too little of the peace that we want in life. Maybe we're not being bold enough. How big are your intentions? How big are your desires? And what puts the roof on them? What puts the ceiling on your intentions? What causes you to play small? Playing small is accepting things for what they are. So playing small from a quantum perspective means that you are dealing with the Newtonian world, the relative world, the world of form. You're looking out there and making decisions about your life. Somebody sent me an article yesterday showing me that Broadway musicals are now costing between 20 and 30 million dollars. And they wrote me that saying, "Oh my God, that must feel monumental for you." And I thought, no, if it costs 20 million, then there will be 20 million to build it. period. So I can make it big. I can have it look really big. And oh my God, that seems impossible. But why is that? Why would that be too big for me? 20 million, 30 million, 100 million? It's like someone says, I can see myself as a millionaire, but never as a billionaire. What is it that puts the roof on our dreams and our aspirations, even our bodies? Like I can say, there was a guy at the gym today that was just amazing. I mean, really an amazing body. And Kevin said to me, he says, God, look at his shoulders, look at all that. And I said to him, I said, well, I said, he looks great. I said, but I could look like that if I wanted to look like that, but I actually don't want to look like that. I like how I look. And I actually meant it. And Kevin looked at me and he was like, wow, good. So that's not playing small. That's knowing who you are and what you want. And if I wanted that body, I'd have to spend more time at the gym. That's just the way it is. I'd have to know myself as that and then do the work to create what I want. So, what's the deal? Are you going to be bold? Are you going to make bigger choices, bigger desires? Are you going to do the work necessary to create what you want? You must be willing to go the course and not just dabble in your life. I love this day in BODS because it really does ask the question, and I think it's the next question. Are you a dabbler? Are you a dabbler? Are you dabbling in this program? Are you sort of doing it and you're sort of listening to it in the background? Or are you actually in there doing the work, laying your intentions, making things happen, changing what you need to change in your life, finding out what your excuses are, what your habits are, finding out more about who you are and who you get to be in this thing called life? So there's one of the questions for today. Are you a dabbler? Or are you someone that goes big and really goes after what you want? Ralph Waldo Emerson said this: there is no great and no small, period. To the soul that maketh all, and whence it cometh, all things are, and it cometh everywhere. Now, the funny thing about this quote is this: I used to say there is no great and no small to the soul that maketh all. That's not the quote. The punctuation is there is no great and no small, period. Thinking makes it so, right? You're the one that decides something's big, something's little, something's hard, something's easy. It's all up to you. But look at how the second sentence goes. To the soul that maketh all, meaning your quantum field of pure potentiality, right? And whence it cometh, which means that energy, that life force in you that's constantly evolving and growing and expanding. All things are, and it cometh everywhere. It is everywhere, everywhere possible. Your capability, your inherent talents and creativity are able to be used at any time, in any place, for any reason, with the greatest outcome possible, because there is no great and no small. So if there's no great and no small, why wouldn't I go for my $30 million musical? Why would I just want to do a regional production for a few hundred thousand? That might be part of the process, but that's not my goal. So, how are your dreams? How are your aspirations? How are your intentions? So, there is no such thing as too big. Sit with that for a second. There is no such thing as too big. And I'm not talking about your body. There is no such thing as too big. Whatever you want, lay it out. I want to really see that today. I want to see you lay it out, really lay it out. This is what I'm here for. Why are you here? What are you here for? Lay it out. Be definite. This is what I'm here for. And there's no such thing as too big. Today, ask the question, is your intention big enough? Is your intention big enough? I'm going to ask you again. Is your intention big enough? Are your dreams big enough? Are the goals you have big enough? And you may be sitting there going, you know what? They're doable. Okay, what's not doable? What's in your list of things that's unattainable? I'd like you to be paying attention to those things because I'll probably say to you, they're attainable. Why are they unattainable all of a sudden? Or not all of a sudden, you probably built yourself to that. So, is your intention big enough? Today's our day. Blow it out of the water. Really be clear on what you want. Today, find out. We're on an excavation. That's what that slide is. We are on an excavation to dig deep and find out, who am I? How big am I? How big are my dreams? How much do I believe I can accomplish in this thing called my life? Robert Frost wrote, freedom lies in being bold. So here are your directives. First, answer the question, are you a dabbler? And don't just say, no, I'm not a dabbler. Do some research. Find out, right? And then the second question, are your intentions big enough? And get really clear on that. And then today, do something bold. I don't know what that'll be, but do something bold. And I can't wait to hear what that is. I'll have to ask you all in the live session, right? Or put it on the blog. Do something bold. What would that be? I have to really check to see what would it be for me to do something bold. I just thought to myself, I could get dreads. I've always wanted to have dreads. Um, Probably that's not going to be what I do, but do something bold and have fun doing it. Okay, great. Okay, health tip number 8. Ready? Deep breathing. First, take a deep breath. Count slowly to 5. So you breathe in for 5. Next, hold that breath for a slow count of 5. And then finally, slowly release the breath through the mouth for an even slower count of 5. And let it all out. And then just breathe in. And you do this 3 times in a row. Okay? At least 3 times throughout the day today. Okay? Deep breathing. What's the purpose of this? Believe it or not, when you do this exercise for 3 times, you know what? If you want to move it up to 5 times, that's what I do. I do it 5 times. You know what it does? It recalibrates your body. Everything in your body calms down, and there's this homeostasis that happens when you do this. Your blood pressure drops, your lungs get very in sync, and your body regroups. So I want you to do that today, at least 3 times. And that is our session today. Okay, everybody. I just want to put a little love out there for everyone that's been impacted by these California fires, knowing that the light inside each and every one of us brings forth good and health and vibrancy. And I know that every person finds exactly what they need, that people are taken care of, and that we promote kindness to one another. Do something bold today. Maybe go out and help someone that needs your help, or someone that doesn't even ask for it. Something bold. Okay, everybody, have a great day. Check your intentions. Make sure you're not playing too small. You don't need to play small, because who you are is bigger than anything. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. See you tomorrow.